Hey guys, so I'm Croton, and if anyone's kept up with my channel very much, they would know that I loved Paragon, and it's going. And honestly, I didn't really want to do this video, but I wanted to do this video. I was dreading doing it more of it, but anyways, not really even scripting this, just winging it for the simple fact of like, it's kind of what I feel like Paragon was. Paragon was that game where you had to make those tactical decisions when you're inside the game itself. It was a very awesome experience to have, and it was very great, and I'm sad to see it go. But at the same time, I agree with some of the other people out there who feel like Paragon kind of had itself shot in the foot completely, as we were basically kind of wanting it to progress. It kind of just didn't get to go in that fashion that we wanted. And I feel like a lot of that came from a lot of the patches and the nerfs and the reworks that they were bringing out, and a lot of the like attempts to make the game more, I guess, healthy or like more interactive for people to play, due to the fact that we didn't really have anything to base like the buffs and the patches and the nerfs off of. It was really difficult to even deal with because the character was just going to change easily. Oh, we released someone? Cool, they're probably going to be different in the next 6 to about 14 months usually. Which, you know, for people who actually play as long as I have, which I started out back in beta when they first released this on PlayStation 4. You can pre-order and get the awesome howitzer skin. Well, at least I got the challenger pack, so I got the awesome howitzer skin and stuff. And I grinded up all those challenges and heroes and stuff. Also the heroes master races, which like even that was really fun. Like a lot of Paragon's beginnings were extremely and extraordinarily fun to do and play. It felt extremely rewarding because you make those strategic or those tactical decisions in combat, and it would just work no matter what. Well, not really no matter what. Like if you were smart about it, they worked. And that's the thing that I feel like also dropped off after a while when they started releasing all these really good characters, was the fact that they wanted to release characters that could still work with anyone who came in, any person who just started. And I think that's another thing that really did a lot of damage to start with, and why they had to rework so much, was because they're aiming for really basic usage, I guess, out of characters, where like if you play the character, if you knew what the character did, you probably were doing pro stuff about maybe quarter to half the time. But if you full-blown knew the guy, it looked like you were a pro with him. It looked like you were an absolute monster. You probably actually were more of it, but it's also it's heart-wrenching, I guess. And even with having the refund being there, I'm not even too sure if I want to do it. It would help me out actually quite a bit financially. I won't lie, like Epic's being really good guys about this, but I rather see this game get picked up again. Like even if Epic has to wait a year or so, let Fortnite just settle, get its stuff founded, like even if they have to wait and wait and wait and wait for like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 years, then at that point, as long as they actually know that they have the ability to focus on this game and to progress it and to get it to where it needs to be, we'll we should have it by rights. We should. I'm just saying, as players, like it's fantastic to have a MOBA like this, to even have MOBAs, period, where we get to have the basic sense of strategy and tactical advantage and understanding combat and war. Like this is stuff that you kind of have to pay if you want to, learn about it in school. this just gives you basically an instinct to it, which I think is absolutely wonderful. And unfortunately though, it's going, and I honestly think that we should just have as many people as possible. Just join up and play. Just start playing. Like, even if they shut down the servers with everyone just loving and enjoying this game, it still is the simple fact that we could have that hype, we can have that show of like, hey, we still care about this game, we still really love this game, and we still really want something to happen from it, which honestly, I think it's gonna be it would be fantastic. I don't know about like anybody else, but I think it's honestly a good plan. But I'm kind of just rambling about this because Paragon's that game for me that I can just ramble about. Like, especially when it came down to stuff of how like Legacy was, like even with all this stuff, like this is the oldest gameplay I could find that was actually substantially somewhat good. And like, I miss the Ember, I miss that old HUD stuff, because that was so pretty. Just like move the card experience over and your actual experience over a little bit and it would have been okay. Because it was still pretty clean cut. Maybe shrink up the map due to the fact that, yeah, it's a small map. It's a very small map. And I feel like them just nuking also Legacy was another thing that shot themselves straight in the foot. Because instead of completely taking out Legacy, what they could have done was they could have taken each lane separately, maybe added in part of the jungle, and had an A-rank game. I think that would have been absolutely fantastic. Because even if they still had like the harvesters as a thing, so that way people could like duck off and go off and take a harvester in an ARAM to have that extra farm grabbage like that. That would be such a key little, I guess, objective gameplay mechanic that people would have to think and focus on. Because you couldn't just sit there and, you know, fight it out or try and pull out that one dude. You would want to hope to hell that you and your team can get that one dude who's stealing the harvester, but if those 4 people can keep you distracted, they're probably going to take it all game. And like, it starts getting to that point where it's like, hey, this could be really fun to do. Because we don't know where it's going to go. It could go either way at this point. And I don't know, like, I had hopes for that. I had hopes for seeing another game mode too. Not just ranked. I don't think ranked would have helped as much due to the fact that we were still in beta. People keep on thinking of this game as though it was out of beta. I would have liked that too, but it's not out of beta. It wasn't out of beta. It never made it out of there. As soon as it got into that first year of being inside an open beta, I was just thinking like, this is not going good. As soon as we lost controller support, I think honestly that should have been the biggest tidbit that things were going south. But we didn't really pay attention, I guess, as a community, which, you know, it does fall on us too, because a lot of people in the community were asking, hey Epic, can you nerf this character? Hey Epic, this character needs a buff. Like, I can kind of understand that a character needs a buff and stuff, but at the same time, you don't need to buff and nerf like 5 or so characters every single patch in a beta. Just honestly be thinking about maybe 2 to 3 at most. And if things are getting really, really rough or really, really aggressive because people found a really awesome way of playing one character, start nerfing and buffing the items and the cards. And that was another thing, is that you also at that point, you don't have to basically start nerfing and buffing your characters as much as you can add and nerf and buff your weapons, your cards, your items, whatever it is that your characters equip. You can just continuously be adding and subtracting on that level, because when you do that, it adds to the game. It makes the game a little bit more different, and your metas start changing too. Like, look at League's patch notes right now. They have over 100 champions, so the fact that they can sit there and buff and nerf anywhere from in between, I don't know, like 7 to, if it's a big patch, 20 champions, plus still have the ability to do the same thing on weapons and be able to nerf their runes and whatnot, is because literally they have had the time to grow, and they made sure they had the time to grow. They made sure they had the time to establish these characters and had the time to actually get their game plan solidified and out there for the general public to receive. But honestly, it's kind of hindsight at this point, and like I said, I would really like if we could just get as much people as we can, just to bombard the game. Like, crash the servers or something, I don't care. Like, just do something to add on to this. To just try and help Paragon live. But yeah, I guess in short, with the ending notes, I'm pretty choked. I can cast blame anywhere, but honestly, it's 6 to 1, half a dozen another. We're just as bad as like any other person. When it came down to like what happened with Paragon and why things went down the way that they did. And I guess it happens. Like, there's not really much we can do about it except for maybe try and get a resurrection or hope for the best. I hope someone picks this game back up and redoes the whole entire, like, just does it again. Just remakes Paragon for us. But beyond that, don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed this, and hopefully see you guys in some other stuff because, yeah.